We're going to talk some Rookie of the Years. Let's get the crew in here. We got Eric, we got Mike, we got John, and I am going to start with you, Mike. Give me both sides of the ball. Talk to me offensive and defensive Rookie of the Years, Mike.
Well, as much as it pains me to go up to Seattle, but yeah, Kenneth Walker III is my offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, this kid, you figure with whoever the quarterback was going to be, you're like, that was another question for Seattle, who obviously, since your wonderful Lions did them, return the favor, even though the Rams blew that game, but they're going to have to run the ball. And I'm like, man, this rookie going to do it? And look, Geno's completing passes, but this kid is insane. He runs down. I love the way he plays. I mean, even that game against when the Raiders won in overtime, they're going back and forth. I mean, he's just chunking up yards, but he did it. I know he got banged up and missed a little bit of time, but he didn't miss a ton. And all season long, and I just think, man, everybody, and I've done it. I've been guilty. I rip on Pete Carroll. I'm like, man, he just needs to go. Now he wants to run the damn ball. Couldn't run it here in Glendale to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. No, couldn't give it to Marshawn Lynch. But now he gives it to Kenneth Walker all the time. And look, it made Geno Smith even better. So he is my offensive Rookie of the Year. My defense, you want my defense right now too?
I mean, it's on the screen already.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is. So, yeah, of course, man. Jets, Jets. I mean, look. Sauce Gardner, you and I debated a little bit, Ray. He may have got by midway through the season got some benefit of the doubt, no calls that maybe could have been interference. But there was 2 games that there was not one ball that I got to watch. There was not one ball thrown to his side, not one. A rookie. They're already giving that much damn respect to Mr. Sauce. And look, he did it in college. People saying, "Oh, Cincinnati, we'll see." Dude can absolutely cover. It is sick. I saw what Robert Salah did for years, obviously, in San Francisco. The kind of corners he brought in, the defense he had. Sauce has that attitude, that ego, the confidence, but he meshes well in that defense. And the Jets D-line getting pressure. I mean, I know, Ray, the Dolphins so tore him up with that 11 points because they really solved the Jets defense this year. But yeah,
hey, man, Tua played 0 games against the Jets.
Defensive MVP. Sauce, a defensive MVP. Yeah, well, Tua, guess what? He doesn't play defense, and they got torched for 40. So Sauce is the man.
Talk to us, Eric.
So Mike and I share the defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, in
we got family ties for that.
Sauce Gardner. So I'm not going to speak on him too much. Let me go to the offensive rookie of the year. Let me ask y'all a question. When you thought of the Atlanta Falcons this year, what name rang a bell to you? Now, some of you are going to say Mariota. Some of you are going to say Kyle Pitts, even though he didn't play. But Tyler Algier, the running back, this year was the guy who kept the Atlanta Falcons pretty much almost to the very end in a contention to win the NFC South, a division, mind you, that has Tom Brady. Drake London, listen, hope he has a great career. When Kyle Pitts comes back next year, we'll see what the Atlanta Falcons, but having Tyler.
Justin Gage.
I'm sorry?
Not Kyle Pitts played. It was Justin Gage, a gamble. They got suspended.
Pitts got hurt early in the season.
Yes.
Yeah, but he came back, though.
No, he tore something and never came back.
My point in all this is, gentlemen.
Man, Eric, finish his piece.
My point in all this, gentlemen, is simply this. There are certain people that we need to sit up and pay attention to. I did it last year when the sports reporters without pay, his Detroit Lions started showing people what they were going to be like. And it kind of came to fruition a little bit this year. Tyler Algier is a name that people are going to need to start remembering moving forward. So, again, Sauce Gardner, defensive rookie of the year. Tyler Algier, offensive rookie of the year.
Come on with it, John.
Yeah, I mean, Mike touched on Kenneth Walker. That's who I had for offensive rookie of the year. But let me give you there's 3 running backs that hit 1,000 yards this year and did not fumble once. Algier, and Kenneth Walker, both rookies, did not fumble. Derrick Henry fumbled. Austin Eckler fumbled. And you name anybody, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, they all fumbled. Everybody that ran 1,000 yards or more, they fumbled. Kenneth Walker did not. Algier did not. Only 3 running backs did not fumble that hit 1,000 yards this year. And they're both rookies. That's super impressive. What he did with all the touchdowns he had coming out of nowhere. I mean, you got to remember, he had 1,000 yards, did not fumble. I believe he had 9 touchdowns. The guy didn't even start week 1. He had to wait until Rashad Penny went down, who I believe played for the first 6 weeks or so before we saw Kenneth Walker actually get the starting job because of injury. And thankfully for the Seahawks, he did get the job because Penny's a solid running back, but Kenneth Walker is going to be a really good running back. He's a great find for them. And if they didn't have Kenneth Walker, like I feel like their offense really took off once they had Kenneth Walker. They really found their identity with running with him. So Kenneth Walker has to be my guy. And then, man, there's only one player. Raylan, how many players? Do you know his name? The guy. There's one player. He has at least 7 sacks and 3 picks in one season. So only one player. Do you know his name, Raylan? That's right. It's Aiden Hutchinson. Nobody in the history of the NFL has ever had 7 sacks and 3 picks in a season. Nobody. Not Aaron Donald, not Reggie White, not J.J. Watt. Nobody in the history of the game has had 7 sacks and 3 picks in one season. And this rookie did it for the Detroit Lions. Man, I saw this guy in the press conference. I was in there when he came in, and the swag that he has, the charisma that he has, man, this guy is super likable. He is everything for the Lions. I love what they got in him. Him and Houston on that defensive line. Man, the Lions are going to be they're going to be good on that D-line for years to come, man. So that's my defensive rookie of the year.
So my offensive rookie of the year, I went with Chris Olave. Just to be different. He had a heck of a season, 1,000 yards. But if we look at this draft this year, some really good defensive linemen went in the first round. Travon Walker, obviously Aiden Hutchinson, Kevon Thibodeau, right? Jordan Davis, Kyle Hamilton, a lot of good players. Aiden Hutchinson has 9.5 sacks. Does anybody know who's number 2? That's a question for the panel. Anybody know who's number 2 amongst rookies?
I'm guessing Houston. I'm guessing you're rookie Houston off the practice squad.
How about the 6th round pick, James Houston, who's played in like 7 games? 8 sacks in 7 games. Let it sink in for a minute. 8 sacks in 7 games. That's crazy.
That's insane.
As John just said, man. Those 2 guys together, I'm hoping they can stay there and be what we thought Nick Fairley and Ndamukong Suh would be. And it never kind of came to fruition in Detroit.
And Ziggy Ansah.
Yes. I mean, that's what Detroit does, right?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel pain.
Yes, thanks a lot, John. Appreciate you. I was like Eric,
you can kick him off whenever you're ready.
The one time I'm like, let me get a Lions of props. Here comes John. Yeah, that guy too. But man, that kid Houston, again, 6th round pick. Talking about a diamond in the rough, and then like 7 games, 8 sacks. That's unreal. Those are video game Madden. No, that didn't happen numbers.